Hey guys, how are you? Welcome into the Wednesday morning edition of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You can find us here every morning on BettingPros.com, on YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts for the last 300 mornings. The Daily Juice has been here. We haven't always been brought to you by BetMGM, but we have been for quite some time. We do have an offer for you from our friends with BetMGM. We're going to recap last night real quickly and then talk about two plays I like going up for today. All right, it's Wednesday, and I'm going to tell you that I don't love the slate today. I will have player props going. Kawhi Leonard getting scratched. I was on the golf course. If you're watching on YouTube, my head, my face, my nose, I'm all red. I'm all sunburned from being on the golf course is how it goes for me. I'm pretty fair-skinned, so I get burned, and then it goes away pretty quickly. So that's why I look like a drunk. It's 4:20, but I haven't been drinking. I'm sunburned pretty good here on Wednesday. But I will have two plays and then two player props we'll do in the Discord channel. If you need on the Discord, look below me. There's the link right below me here on YouTube. If you're not listening, get to YouTube, search Betting Pros, and you can get in. I thought before I gave you the picks and the plays, I was trying to find something fun to do because yesterday we did the 420 parlay, and that hit. It hit in incredible, like almost like freaky style. So I bet it was plus 427. I bet a quarter unit on it. The Bruins won 2-0. The Red Sox won 4-2 on 420. 4-2-0. That's crazy, right? 4-2-0, our 420 parlay. Red Sox, Bruins, puck line, run line at plus 420 on 420. The score is 4-2-0. Are you serious? That's incredible. I'm a numbers geek, okay? My numbers are 2, 4, 7, 14, 21, 28, and 32. I was married at 427, okay? I'm a numbers freak. I've told you guys this before on the podcast. I'm a little bit of a weirdo. I actually look at numbers for houses and apartments I have lived in, and sometimes I don't want to live if the certain number combination I'm not really all that down with. I'm like, I don't love it. Sometimes I won't want to live there. Other times I'll take it because the numbers are good. If they look good and the house looks good, I'll take it. Like, all right, this is good mojo. I'm excited. So how about that? That's wild. I was born on April the 4th, 1977. If you want to know where they come from, 2, 4, 7, right? 2 4s and 2 7s, 247. There's my origin story for my numbers. 2 times 7 is 14. 7 plus 7 is 14. That's how you get the other number, okay? So that's me. And that's what I get to do every day here on this podcast. So I thought I'd tell you guys a quick story because it's our 300th podcast, and I don't want to get emotional, but it's been the most rewarding thing I have done in my career. And I've done a lot of things in my career. I've done a lot of big things in my career. You know, I won an award for the Boston Marathon bombing coverage. I won an award for my coverage of the Omaha West Roads shooting. I've done fundraisers, and I've had, amazing trips and experiences, and, been to Hawaii twice to call games and been to 44 of the 50 states in America. I've lived all over this country, and I have seen and met incredible people, and I've had incredible things, but in a lot of ways, it led me to this podcast. It led me here. It led me to Betting Pros. It led me to Dan Harris, where last, 2 years ago, I started to appear on a Betting Pros podcast that Dan was hosting, and he and I just started talking. And never in my wildest dreams did I think I was auditioning for a position with Betting Pros. And I was just doing my radio thing, and at the time I was doing a podcast with a guy named Patrick Everson from Covers.com, and we were doing our thing, and then that podcast went away because of a poor business decision by somebody in Montreal or Toronto or wherever they are, and they pulled the plug on it. And so I was sort of a free agent with my podcast, angle, and Dan, just hit me up and said, hey, I got an idea. Would you think about doing this? And, I met with the Fantasy Pros guys and the Betting Pros guys. I met with one of the owners here in Vegas, and we had a long conversation throughout, heading into, it really was like, April of 2019, right? Or 2020? No, when was it? Yeah, because it's 2021. So it was, yeah, right around there, right? Yeah, because we started it in July of 2020. So it probably was, right before everything really went to hell here in Vegas, before the pandemic. And, we had discussed it, and we were curious about, like, what happens if sports, they don't come back? What happens if we don't have stuff to bet on? We're starting this podcast, and, the Daily Juice was born, and that was 300 days ago. That this thing, and for 300 straight days, we've been doing this. So I thought about doing a quirky podcast. I thought about doing a parlay, rather, or like a 300 bet. I thought about betting on, Kamaru Usman, who's minus 370 to win his fight on Saturday night. And I thought, okay, well, maybe we bet that. But I thought, you know what? I don't want to do anything funky like that today. I just want to say thanks. Like, that's it. I just want to say thank you. Because you guys listening and interacting, and, well, the first thank you goes to Dan Harris and the belief he had in me and the belief he had in what I could do and that this podcast could be a thing. So first and foremost, it's a thank you to him. Secondly, it's a thank you to you guys in the audience, because me talking to myself, and believe me, I have done radio shows where I have talked to myself. I have been on platforms that I have a pretty good idea that the audience size is tiny. And I've been okay with that, all right? I've been okay because I was being paid to do a job, and I did a job. And I would do my job to the best of my ability. But it feels a whole lot better. This feels a whole lot better. It feels a lot better when people are watching. It's a lot better when people are listening. It's a lot better when it's not your family, okay? It's a lot better when it's not people that you care about, your friends. You're like, hey, I listen to you. Or, there's 3 or 4 people that tune in every day, and you know those people personally because they're the diehards. And you're thankful for the diehards, but you know that you're in mass media. You're supposed to be this bigger picture, in this bigger picture. And so coming to Vegas and starting Pushing the Odds, which is what was started 5 years ago, the radio show that really started the sports gambling media side of my career, and going headlong into it, started working for I've worked for now, I think I've worked for 7 different sports gambling companies in my career now. It's been pretty, in a very short period of time, I've worked for a lot of people. But this company that I've been working for, BettingPros now, is incredible. First class in every single thing that they do. They do it right. I mean, I didn't even talk about getting T-shirts and hats being made. Dan Harris just was like, hey, we're making T-shirts for you. It's like, what? Are you kidding me? I've been on the radio for 22 years. Not one radio job have I had. And I've been on some pretty big markets, okay? Not one said I'm doing a T-shirt for your show. This podcast did. This podcast made T-shirts and hats. Never. And all the fundraisers I have done in my radio career, never have I seen owners say, I'm matching what you raised, Matt. Whatever you raised, I'll match it. And I've worked for millionaires, many of them. Never did that happen before BettingPros. So when it comes time to be loyal, when it comes time to understand as this gambling world expands, and so many new people, even this 15-minute podcast every day. We started it in July. There's like 5 now. We were the first ones to do it. And now everyone's doing it, right? Okay, fine. Everyone's doing it. But not everybody's got our community. Not everyone's got our mission. Not everyone's got, the people in the Discord channel and what we're doing, the community that we're building. And it's still building. We're not even at 1 year yet. It's just cool to be at 300, okay? It's just cool. It's just cool to be here. And so I'm not going to do anything quirky. I'm not going to go and do a parlay. I'm just going to say thank you and look for 300 more. And when I tell you that plans are coming for big things down the road, this is what we're going to do. We're going to plan a lot in April, in May, in June, in July. We're going to plan a lot of cool things. We're all coming out of this COVID-19 pandemic. We've got big plans. We got big giveaways. And we're giving away an autographed Trae Young jersey this month, for goodness sakes, all right? Like, that's so freaking cool. And we do that every month. It's not like a one-time thing. Giannis Antetokounmpo jersey or a Tariq Hill jersey or a Patrick Mahomes signed helmet or whatever it might be, right? It's consistent. It's not one-offs. It's to be here every day. It's to do this podcast every day. It's to be with you guys, win or lose, right? Of course we want to win. Of course we want to make money, right? That's ultimately what we all want. But at the end of the day, when we come out of this pandemic, and I've thought about this a lot for a while now as to like, okay, did the Daily Juice podcast just start in the pandemic and that's why it worked? Or are we doing something really special? Is this unique? Is this going to last and be something that's not a flash in the pan, something that goes away? And my answer to that is, that's on me. That's up to me to do that. It's up to me to keep the content fresh and to keep it fun and to keep you guys coming back. So that's my mission. That's my goal. My goal is to win. My goal is to entertain. My goal is to build. My goal is to keep you guys locked in and interested in what we're doing every morning. So that's a long way of me saying thank you, really thank you for listening and being a part of this. And the conversation I had with the woman, the PR woman from Ramadan House 2 days ago, where she wanted me to pass it along, that thank you to you guys. She said something to me during the conversation that kind of moved me a little bit. And she was like, wow. She's like, I haven't really heard of a podcast having that type of interaction with their audience before. You have a special group of people listening. And I thought to myself, you know what? Yeah, we have a really, really special group of people listening. From the DMs you guys have sent me, the pictures, buying of gear, the support you guys have shown to the Daily Juice, it's so incredible. It's so rewarding. And it all started with a phone call from Dan Harris to me just saying, hey, I got something I want to ask you. And I was like, okay, what? I had just been on his podcast, and he was like, I got an idea. I was like, all right, what's the idea? And now look at this. Here we are. And we've barely even started. We've barely even got off the ground, man. It's going to be really, really fun. It's going to be really, really fun. So, really, thank you. We've hit 300. Got a long way to go. BetMGM is a sponsor of this podcast. The NBA Parlay token is available right now. You get your 10% boost, your token on any NBA parlay. This is available for all players, but in particular when you use that promo code JUICE100 when you sign up for a new account with BetMGM. Minimum 2 legs. It's available for all games for the 2021 NBA season with BetMGM, and that promo code JUICE100. All right, I got the player props coming later today. 0-1 last night on the player props. We did not get Bogdanovich to go over 17.5 points. He had 14 points. But the 420 parlay hit. Yippee! That was plus 427 on a quarter unit. So bang, over 1 unit 1 on that bet, which is great. We got the hockey bet right with the Bruins under 2-0 for the Bruins. So we got that bet right. And then we got completely screwed on the Rangers. And I'm not betting baseball for a while. Me and baseball are breaking up. I'm not a fan of baseball right now. It's just not there for me. Even though the Red Sox run line, we got that right yesterday. We had over 8.5 runs. The Angels had bases loaded, nobody out, in the top of the 8th inning. They lined into a double play that really never should have been a double play. Albert Pujols hit a flare out, and then the runner on second forgot that the ball had to hit the ground before you could run. So a double play there, and then a ground out ended the inning, and then that was it. A 6-2 final. Angels win. Rangers suck, and we lose our over bet. So baseball, get out of here. I'm done with you. Maybe MLB player props. Dan's trying to talk me into Major League Baseball player props. We've got the Major League Baseball prop bet cheat sheet. I'm not there yet. I'm not fully vested in there yet, but I'm coming around to not betting sides and just betting baseball props. That might be where we go coming up. Obviously, basketball props have been incredibly beneficial to us. So that was last night. So way up on the night, but just a 2-2 record, but really could have been a 3-1 mark and a really, really good mark. So kind of a crap ending that stunk. All right, so here is where we're going tonight in the NBA. The Warriors are taking on the Washington Wizards on the East Coast. Steph Curry has just been sick. 47 points his last 2 games. Steph Curry has hit 10 or more threes in 4 of his last 5 games, which is psychotic. Steph Curry now has 6 games where he has hit 10 or more threes. Nobody else in NBA history has more than 5 in their career. And Steph Curry has got 4 in the last 5 games. It's just ridiculous. But the total of this is really interesting. The under is 5-1 in the Warriors' last 6 games on the road as a favorite. The under is also 13-5 in the Warriors' last 18 road games. The Warriors are also 7-3 in their last 10 games to the under following an against the spread win, which is what happened. And Washington also is on fire with the under. Last 4 games of the Wizards have gone under, 4-0 in their last 4 games following a straight-up win. The under is 6-0 in the last 6 home games for the Wizards against a team with a losing record on the road. And even though these two teams, in terms of where they are, the over is 4-1 in the last 5 meetings between these teams. This is not the fully loaded Warriors, and at some point, Steph's got to cool down. At some point. And the under, the total is 239.5. You may get a better number than I got last night. You may be able to wait, but 239.5, I'm just taking the under here. That's a big, big number. And I know Washington plays zero defense, but just looking at where we are here with these two teams and how they've been playing recently, trending all on the under with gigantic, the Warriors 39-19 to the under in their last 58 games versus a team with a losing record at home. All right, this is just one of these crazy trends where I'm going to roll here with the under 239.5 for the Wizards and the Golden State Warriors at -110. One hockey game to tell you about, and we're going to go back just right into where we were, Minnesota at Arizona. Okay, right back to the total. The over is 8-1 for Minnesota's last 9 games as a road favorite. The over is 13-3 in the Wild's last 16 road games. The over is 7-1 in the last 8 games as a home underdog for the Coyotes. The over is 9-2 in the last 11 games for Arizona as an underdog. The over is 5-0 in the last 5 meetings in Arizona, and the favorite has won all 5 of these games. I'm just going back to it. There's somebody out there, by the way, where I said 2-0 Bruins. It was 2-0 Bruins. I said 5-2 Minnesota. It was 5-2 Minnesota. They bet that score exactly and won both bets. So what do I think the score is going to be tonight? I'm going to go with a 4-2 win for the Minnesota Wild here against Arizona. I might be wrong, okay? But I just bet the over because maybe the Coyotes have got something. But I'm taking the over 5.5. And what's crazy, I got plus 105 on this. It was even money in the last game. It's plus 105 now. So I'm getting plus money on this with Arizona. I mean, what the books are saying is that it's going to slow down, that it's due for an under. But I'm not going to stop this train here. I'm not going to go against it. I'm just going to keep riding Minnesota and Arizona because these two teams just don't stop each other. They give up a ton of goals all over the place. So far this season, these two teams, the Wild are 6-1 against the Coyotes. 5-1, 5-2, 4-0, 4-1, 3-0, 5-2. Okay? The Wild have scored at least 3, they've scored in every game except one, at least 3 goals in every game except one, and that was a 5-2 win for the Coyotes, and the over hit in that game as well. Okay? So it only 3 games where the under has hit, 3-0, 4-1, 4-0. That all came down to the Coyotes. So much like what happened last time where I said the Coyotes have to score 2. We need 2 goals from the Coyotes. We're getting 4 from the Wild. We're going 4-2. We're going the win here for the Wild. If you want to bet that too and double up, feel free. I'll probably do that myself as well. I may jump on the Wild puck line for this one. But over officially, over 5.5 at plus 105 for the Wild and the Coyotes here at a half a unit. So 1 unit in play in total. NBA props coming up for a half a unit as well, coming up here on a Wednesday for number 300. Okay, under 239.5, Washington and Golden State. Over 5.5 for Minnesota and Arizona are the 2 official plays for the 300th episode of the Daily Juice podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You can follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. Every morning it's the Daily Juice podcast for another 300 mornings, hopefully as well, here on BettingPros.com.